Right now, somewhere on Earth, two astronauts are training for the same mission. One will return home to retirement, grandchildren, perhaps a book tour. The other will die on another planet, their bones too brittle to ever feel Earth's pull again. They don't yet know which fate is theirs, but their bodies do. Because Mars doesn't ask permission, it simply begins rewriting you the moment you leave our atmosphere, one cell at a time, until the person who lands is no longer built for the world they left behind. This isn't philosophy, it's physiology, and the clock is already ticking. I want to share something with you today that space agencies discuss in research papers but rarely say aloud in press conferences. We've been told a story of inevitable triumph astronauts, planting flags, establishing bases, and eventually returning home as heroes. It's a beautiful story. It's also biologically impossible. What we've solved is the engineering problem of reaching Mars. What we haven't solved is the problem of remaining human while we're there. The human body is not a machine that can be transported between environments without consequence. It is a living archive of billions of years of evolution, every system calibrated for one specific planet. This planet. Remove a human from these conditions for an extended period, and transformation begins. Irreversible transformation, and that's what this is truly about, understanding the real cost, honoring the extraordinary sacrifice that the first Mars astronauts will make. They won't just be leaving Earth for a few years, they'll be leaving their body's ability to ever return. Let me tell you about a woman who spent 6 months on the International Space Station. Just 6 months, only 400 kilometers above Earth's surface. When her capsule landed and the door opened, she couldn't stand. Her legs could no longer support her own weight. They lifted her onto a stretcher, not because of any accident, but because Earth itself had become uninhabitable for her body. For 3 weeks, she relearned how to walk. Every step felt like her bones might crack. Her heart raced, doing what it once did without thought. Standing upright, climbing 3 stairs, carrying a cup. Her body had forgotten Earth. Now multiply that by 6, the duration of a Mars mission. Multiply the distance by 137,000. Add radiation bombardment. Add Martian gravity's strange in-between that's too weak to maintain you but too strong to free you. What emerges isn't recovery, it's transformation. She eventually recovered after months. But a Mars mission isn't 6 months in orbit with rescue possible. It's 2 to 3 years with no way home until the journey is complete. Picture your skeleton as a city constantly under construction. Every day, builder cells create new bone, while demolition crews break down old bone. On Earth, gravity is the stern foreman demanding constant reinforcement. The builders work overtime. The city stands strong, but in weightlessness, that foreman disappears. The demolition crews keep working, but the builders receive a message. This structure is no longer needed, so they stop. The city collapses. This is what happens to your bones in space. By month 6, you've lost 18% of your skeletal infrastructure. By month 12, 36%. After 2 years, you could lose half. You're 35 years old, with the skeleton of an 80-year-old, with advanced osteoporosis. The city of your body becomes ruins. And ruins are extraordinarily difficult to rebuild. You must understand something fundamental. Gravity isn't just what keeps you on the ground. It's the invisible sculptor that shaped every system in your body over millions of years. Every step you take is a negotiation with Earth's pull. Remove it, and the body registers something profound. I am no longer needed in this form. The skeleton, sensing no stress, begins efficiency protocols. The heart, no longer fighting to push blood upward, shrinks by up to 20%. Muscles convert from endurance fibers to fast twitch fibers that can't sustain prolonged effort. This is the paradox. Space doesn't destroy the body through hardship, it destroys it through ease. The absence of struggle is what unmakes us. Here on Earth, we live beneath an invisible shield. Our magnetosphere and atmosphere intercept 99.9% of cosmic radiation. We evolved in this sanctuary, never needing defenses against something we never faced. In space, that shield vanishes. An astronaut on a Mars mission absorbs radiation equivalent to 12,000 chest X-rays over 2 to 3 years. Each particle tears through DNA strands, leaving breaks that cells must repair. Many repairs fail. Cancer risk increases 5 to 10%. Cardiovascular aging accelerates by decades. The brain suffers measurable cognitive damage, memory, decision-making, processing speed, all decline, often irreversibly. Even shielding can make things worse, generating secondary radiation. Radiation doesn't just increase future risk, it fundamentally alters who you are at the cellular level. Your heart is a muscle that adapts to demands placed upon it. On Earth, it must work constantly against gravity. In weightlessness, blood rises, creating puffy faces while legs thin. The body senses excess fluid and excretes water. Blood volume drops by 20%. The heart, no longer needing to pump against resistance, shrinks. After 2 to 3 years, this smaller, weaker heart suddenly faces full Earth gravity. Blood pools in the legs, the brain starves. Blood pressure drops. You faint. Astronauts returning from 6 months on the ISS experience this severely. After a Mars mission, this would be a potentially fatal cardiovascular crisis. Your heart has become calibrated for another world. Here's where it gets truly diabolical. Mars has 38% of Earth's gravity, strong enough to pull on your weakened body, but far too weak to maintain it. After months in weightlessness, astronauts land thinking partial gravity might help. But 38% isn't enough. The body still registers insufficient stress. Bone loss continues, muscle atrophy continues. For 18 months on Mars, you're trapped in this in-between gravity, enough to exhaust you, not enough to save you. You're deteriorating on solid ground, becoming increasingly incompatible with Earth. This is the cruelest paradox. There's no single moment when you cross from returnable to stranded. There's a gradient. Month 6, returning would be extremely difficult, but possible. Month 12, severe injury likely, but you'd probably survive. Month 18, multiple fractures, cardiac events, immune collapse, survival uncertain. Month 24, returning would likely be fatal within weeks. The terrifying thing is you're always sliding down this gradient with no clear line saying, turn back now. By the time a return mission could execute, astronauts would already be too far gone. Their bodies would have become geological strata. Each month, a new layer of adaptation to elsewhere. So what does this mean for us? First, we need brutal honesty. The first Mars missions cannot be marketed as round trips. They are one-way missions. Astronauts need to understand they're volunteering to spend the rest of their lives on another planet. Not because they're explorers who'll return with stories, but because their bodies will no longer be compatible with Earth. This honesty doesn't diminish the mission, it elevates it. These won't be tourists, they'll be settlers. The first humans to permanently inhabit another world. The first to transform from terrestrial to extraterrestrial. Second, reframe how you think about space exploration. Stop thinking of Mars missions as exploration with return tickets. Start thinking of them as speciation events, moments when humanity splits into Earth humans and Mars humans. This isn't pessimism, it's biological realism. When you hear about Mars missions, ask, are we being honest about what we're asking these astronauts to sacrifice? Not courage or time, but their body's ability to ever return home. Third, recognize your own gravitational dependencies. You are also a creature of Earth's exact conditions. Your bones exist in their current density because gravity demands it. Next time you walk, feel it. The constant micro-adjustments, the weight, the resistance. That sensation is what Mars astronauts will lose and never regain. It creates deeper appreciation for the ordinary miracle of moving through the world you were designed for. Let me bring this into focus. We've traveled through the mechanisms, bones thinning to chalk, hearts shrinking for another world, radiation rewriting DNA, muscles forgetting how to fight gravity. We've seen how adaptation and damage can be the same thing. This isn't technological limitation. We have the rockets. We have the ability to reach Mars. What we don't have is the ability to undo what space does to human bodies. The ability to reverse 2 years of biological adaptation. That transforms the Mars mission from exploration into something unprecedented, into speciation, into the moment when humanity stops being a single species and becomes something more distributed. The astronauts who go will be the bridge generation. Born on Earth but dying on Mars, their bodies transformed into something that can no longer safely return home. They will carry all of human history in their memories, but none of Earth's gravity in their bones. And that is both tragic and beautiful. Tragic because loss is always painful, because these will be human beings cut off from home by their own biology. But beautiful because this is evolution in action. Consciousness expanding to new worlds, humanity taking its first step toward becoming something greater than a single planet species. The cost is real. The sacrifice is immense. But the meaning of being first to inhabit another world, to make possible all future Martian humans, that meaning is equally immense. Here's what I want you to carry forward. You are not limited by your biology, you are defined by it. And what defines us also transforms us. The first humans to touch Mars will lose Earth not because they failed, but because they succeeded in becoming something else. That is not tragedy alone. That is evolution in action, costly and beautiful and irreversible. When you look at the night sky tonight, find Mars, that steady reddish point of light. Someday soon, someone will be standing on that red world, looking back at Earth, their body no longer capable of bridging the distance between them. They will carry our hopes, our dreams, our curiosity. But they will also carry the burden of knowing they can never come back, can never feel Earth's gravity without risking death. They will be exiles. The first human exiles cast out not by other humans, but by biology itself. And yet they will go, because that's what humans do. We push beyond our limits even when the cost is everything. If this perspective shifted something in you, if you now see space exploration not as triumph alone, but as sacrifice and transformation, leave a comment sharing what resonated. Like this video if you believe these truths deserve to be spoken aloud. Subscribe if you want to continue exploring where human ambition meets biological reality. Tonight, when you step outside, feel the ground beneath your feet. Feel the full weight of your body pressing down. That sensation, that constant effort of simply existing in gravity's pull, that is what Mars settlers will lose. That is what we're asking them to give up. Feel it, honor it, recognize it as the gift it is. The Mars settlers are trading Earth's embrace for Mars's alien touch. They're becoming exiles so humanity can become interplanetary. The first humans to go to Mars will never come back. Now you know why. And that understanding, difficult as it may be, is the beginning of honest conversation about humanity's future among the stars. They're not broken, they're not failed, they're transformed, evolved, the first of something new. That's not tragedy, that's the future being born. Costly, yes. Painful, yes. But also beautiful in its own terrible way. The first Mars humans are coming, and they will never come home. That is both the loss and the triumph, both the cost and the meaning, both the end of one story and the beginning of another.